What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be reviewing Motiv's all-new Iron Forge, but I'm not going to be the one throwing it. This is Michael Martell, Motiv National Staffer. I don't have an Iron Forge, so we're going to see what the Iron Forge looks like on the left side on a fresh, typical house shot. If you guys like this video, if you want to see more legitimate PBA players on this channel, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you like this jersey or any of the jerseys in my videos, you can go to coolwick.com and use my promo code MOTIVBLUE10, or you can go to
paralleleffects.com and use the code MMA21.
Support Michael, support me. There's going to be a link in the description where you can pre-order your very own Iron Forge. That is the absolute best way to help support the channel, is if you use that link, let Bowler Smart know that I sent you for this ball review. So let's talk a little bit about the tech behind this ball. Is that it features the Infusion MVP Pearl Reactive cover, which I think is the same cover that was on the Ripcord Velocity, if I'm not mistaken. The auto box finish is 5000 laser scan polish. It features the detonator core, which has an RG of 2.47, which is very low, and a max differential of 0.055, which is on the higher side. So what I'm expecting out of this Iron Forge is a ball that is going to be a little bit longer and is going to produce quite a bit of shape down lane, which is what Motiv's website is saying that this ball is going to be. They're saying it's the fastest response cover that they've ever put on a symmetrical ball. So what are you expecting to see out of this ball?
I am definitely expecting some steeper angle, especially on the type of friction we see on our typical house shots. I actually put a little bit of a cleaner pin on this just so that way I let the ball see the shape that it's supposed to see. It's a 5.5-inch pin for me, and that's what I expect to see a lot of guys using on this ball, just so it doesn't go forward too quickly. But this ball should give me a lot of bounce off the spot, should let me create a lot of angle. I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah, lower valve angle?
Yes, lower valve angle.
Nice. All right, we'll see you guys on the lanes. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about this Iron Forge. I think... So we just got done taking a look at the first 5 shots here with the Iron Forge, and from my vantage point, it looks like the ball wants to get into a roll. Like the core seems like it's very core dominant, but that cover really wants it to jam down lane. Now we are bowling on a very high friction lane surface, and I don't expect this ball to be this angular or create this much shape everywhere. But what are you seeing?
It's definitely fast off of it. I actually had to pick up some speed a little bit to get it to not read the front as much. Once I got the speed right, it got through the front part of the lane a lot better and created some really good angle down lane. No, it definitely goes through the pins well. Once I got the speed right, it stored a lot more energy. So yeah, it definitely looks good to start.
So what's the move here? He's kind of staying in the same spot?
I'm probably gonna move a couple right and try and get my hand around it a little bit more just to make it float through the front, just so I don't have to throw it as hard.
So I think that once you moved a little bit right, I almost said left. Once you moved a little bit further right and your ball speed came down a little bit, yeah, that looks good. I mean, yeah, it glides through the oil.
That's exactly what I was looking to do, is just add a little bit of rotation so I could take some speed away. Throwing it that hard, like there's a little too much variable for me. So as I was able to slow down and get right, I only moved 4 right with my feet. It wasn't a whole lot. I was able to decelerate a little bit and get it to go around the spot way better. I clearly saved more energy. I was slapping the 7 off, this 4 into the 7 pretty good. That's what I want to do with it. I'm never going to be looking to play straight with this type of ball. I'm always going to be looking to create angle with it. and it definitely serves that purpose. The more I go right, I expect it to boomerang and store a little bit more energy, and I would like to make another move and go another couple right.
Definitely.
And see if I can get the same type of shape with even less speed. So
I think what impresses me the most as just the guy watching, basically, because I'm not bowling, is that even though it's a humongous core, and I guess we can call that detonator core pretty humongous. I mean, 247 055 is huge,
big core.
And it's still gliding through the fronts and finding a way to shape. All right, let's get back on it. We're going to move a couple more right, create a little bit more shape, and see what the limits of this Iron Forge are. So I think the most telling shot of this video session so far was actually that last one where you missed way left. And usually bigger balls like this, you miss left, or in righty's case, miss right, into the friction, they roll forward. And that thing still screamed off the spot.
Right, I missed more than an arrow. Like, that was the first really bad one I threw. And it like light mixer shakered. And like, I couldn't believe it got all the way back. And it didn't bleed. Like, that's my fear with this ball is if I get it to go forward too quickly, it's gonna flat 7, or knock it up the hill with my 379. That ball had every chance to get back. And part of that is the layout, but they want this ball to be super clean and fast, and that's exactly what it is as long as you lay it out in a way that allows the core to do its job.
Yeah.
Man, this ball's good.
It really is.
Huge fan on the friction. This particular one with this layout is phenomenal.
I kind of wish I drilled one now. So the layout is good. Yes, we're bowling on a super high friction lane surface, which these kind of balls are going to look good anyway. But in my experiences, I've thrown balls that should have looked phenomenal in here and didn't.
I think the ball is definitely usable for a lot of guys, different styles, different players, different angles. But it does need friction. I think if they're flat, it gets a little too far behind the head pin, but that's almost with any shiny ball. You're not going to be using shiny balls on the fresh on some longer patterns. That's not the purpose of the ball. It absolutely serves its purpose, though, that's for sure.
I think volume and friction are going to be this ball's best friend.
Right.
Nice. So if I had to take a guess where you were standing there, you probably started around 57?
It's close. It's close. I mean, the last 5 I was, in the 40s, and I moved 2 right every time I struck. That's it.
And the ball can't hook in the air.
And it's still hooked.
Yeah.
So the 4th one, I was like, I'm going to keep my thumb in it a lot longer and try and make it as angular as I possibly can. And it did way more than I expected it to, considering I missed it with my fingers. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to move more and throw it even higher. And then I 8-pinned.
And then bone an 8-pin. So now he's going to move way left and try to find a way to get this to not hook at his toes.
It's possible.
Yeah,
we got some tricks. It's possible.
Yeah. I said we. He got some tricks, and then after that we're going to move 5 different zones just to see what this ball's capable of. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and I think now, especially because most of my bowling is on a house shot, I think I definitely need to pick one of these up.
Absolutely.
So I will say that from a little bit further left, a little straighter, it didn't look as good. It looked like the core really wanted to really get it to pick up soon, and then the cover still wanted it to let it boom. So it definitely looks better from further inside.
And I think there's a lot of balls, like especially in that realm of strength, that you can't use straight on friction. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that it didn't look good straight. I mean, when I got it to strike, I threw it really hard and laid off of it a ton. I don't think that it's necessarily bad, but it would not be my first choice if that's where I wanted to play the lanes. I would throw something like a top throw, or even like a very weak Venom Shock.
Or the Desert Tank,
or
which
a
is
Desert
the
Tank, which I
greatest ball
absolutely
ever
love.
made.
I just drilled a fresh one on Tuesday, and I can't wait to throw it when I get back.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a bad thing. So now, I think this is going to be like the best part of the video, in my opinion. So he's going to throw 5 shots from 5 different parts of the lane consecutively, so that we can see if this ball's going to end up being versatile or not. You guys know I love talking about versatility. It's the biggest thing I talk about. Michael will probably agree with what I'm about to say. Like, I have too many bowling balls to not keep balls in the bag that are not versatile. So we showed you a little more than just 5 shots because he had the front something that game. So we're going to just keep going until he missed, and then that 8-pin was... That's twice, actually, you had the front.
Well, I think I left the shaker 10 first when I moved, and then my buddy dared me to move again, and then I 8-pin.
But like, what I'm taking away from this ball is that, I mean, obviously, yes, Michael is an unbelievable talent on the lanes. Yes, we're bowling on a lane surface in a condition that makes this ball look really good. Sure. But what I'm taking away from all of this is just how good it's looking from all these different zones on the lanes. When he got straighter and firmed up, it looked good. When he moved right and really bent the lane, it looked good. It's I'm impressed. I was on the fence whether I was going to get one or not. Now I'm definitely leaning towards I'm definitely going to get one.
Yeah, I mean, this ball allows me to do, on the house shot specifically, allows me to do what I'm good at, which is, use a lot of rotation, steep angles, open up the lane, and, do some cool tricks. But I definitely think it's usable straighter as long as either there's a little more volume, but still a good amount of friction, or, even if I hit one with surface and, try and roll it a little bit more, I think it's definitely usable in that sense too. That being said,
yeah,
Mr. Lou,
yeah,
thanks
man.
for having me.
Thanks, man. Thank you guys for joining us in this video. Like I said, if you guys like this Iron Forge and want to order one for yourself, when's the release date?
I believe it's the 24th of November.
24th of November, sometime in that range. If you guys want one and you want to get one, there's a link in the description where you can pre-order your own Iron Forge. I'm definitely gonna get one. I gotta wait just like you guys till the end of November, but I'm definitely gonna get one. It's definitely gonna make the bag. It looks like a ball that's gonna be a house shot killer. So click over Michael's head to watch another video. Click over my head to subscribe. Till next time. Done, son.